mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper that you. Sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer.
More news in a moment, but now your announcement.
mediagirlz podcast episode 2, books under 300 pages.
Hello. Welcome to mediagirlz podcast episode 1.
Our first episode will consist of some book recommendations.
These are especially for when you are in a reading slump, want to complete your reading goal in a flash,
or when you want to read a book in one sitting, because these books are all under 300 pages.
They will go from shortest to longest, and we will give spoiler-free summaries.
Starting off with Chimamanda Adichie's We Should All Be Feminists, which is a non-fiction short feminist essay that offers the author's own concepts and experiences around the topic. I've personally read this one, and I very much enjoyed it.
Next is The Little Prince by Antoine Saint-Exupéry. This is my personal favorite of this list since it contains many lessons about life and the different perspectives we gain with age.
Then we have A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, which is also a feminist book. It's one of Woolf's extended essays and on my personal to-be-read list.
Next, we have the well-known The Great Gatsby, a novel set in the Jazz Age about J. Gatsby and his many parties and relationships in the 1920s.
Next is Shirley Jackson's Haunting of Hill House, with 4 characters arriving at the Hill House and having some paranormal encounters, until the Hill House must choose one of them to keep a classic good horror.
Now we have Frankenstein, a classic book by Mary Shelley that changes your perspective of life. This book questions what we know as morality and shows us a small line between what's wrong or right. I probably should have read this one already, but I haven't gotten my hands on the copy I want.
Then we have Almond, a book written by Won-Pyung's Sohn. It narrates the life of a kid born with alexithymia, which is an inability to feel or recognize emotions. It explains the life of the main character and how his disease affects not only his life, but the life of the people around him. Thanks to this book, I learned the importance of emotions in our daily lives. I also learned about social relationships.
Up next is Normal People by Rooney. It is a book about 2 people, Marianne and Connell, who are enemies but over time become lovers. The book explores what it feels like to not belong and have your heart broken.
Then it's I Miss You When I Blink. It narrates the life of a woman with an enviable conventional life, but instead of feeling successful and happy, she only feels anxious and lost. This book narrates adulthood and daily life.
Lastly, we have The Midnight Library, a book about a girl who decides life is not worth living after everything goes wrong in her life. That day, at midnight, she is transported to a library about all the ways her life could have gone, and it is up to her if she picks up one life out of the library.
And those were all our picks. Hopefully, this motivates you to pick a book and start reading.
Most of these are available in libraries from all Puebla. We recommend looking for them in Gandhi or El Sótano. If you don't find them, you could also buy it online websites like Amazon, Gandhi Online, and of course, if you cannot get them on paper, you can get the Kindle edition. So there's no excuse not to read.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
Hello, dear listeners. It is host and I have two disclaimers for you before we wrap up today's episode. Number one, if any of the books mentioned today are interesting to you, make sure to check out the description box, because they will all be listed in order of mention on the podcast with name and author, ready for you to copy and paste onto your favorite search engine. Second, if you are planning to read any of these books, especially The Haunting of Hill House, Frankenstein, or any horror, thriller, drama, or mystery, we recommend going on your favorite search engine and looking for the trigger warnings. There might be topics with the book that are very sensitive for you. We recommend avoiding the book or reading with precaution. Reader discretion is very much advised on Media Girls. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.